Welcome to Sherry's hot list of guitars, electric guitars. I'll do another one on acoustic guitars. But this is my list for electric guitars that are top-notch choices for people with small hands, who are petite, or if you're guitar shopping for your kids. So, I'm going to try and do this from the lowest price at this moment in time when I'm making this video to the highest price. So the lowest prices is the Fender Squier series, and it would be the Squier Strat Mini, which has single coil pickups, 3 single coil pickups, or the SSS configuration. That is highly rated for $179.99 presently. And also in the Squier series, I did write this down on a list so I wouldn't forget anything. The Squier Mini Jazzmaster is also highly recommended, and that is at the same price as the Strat Mini. Now it has the HH configuration or 2 humbucker pickups. Next up, if you love the SGs, there is the Epi SG Special Satin E1 guitar. That also has 2 humbucker pickups, the HH configuration, for $199.99. So next up for your consideration, and by the way, if you want to write this down, just either rerun this video, or stop the video and go grab yourself a pen and paper and write this down and take it with you to music stores if you shop in person. Next up is the Ibanez. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right or not. It's the Azes, or to spell it out, AZES Electric. Now you get a choice with this Ibanez model. You can either get the SSS configuration of pickups or the HH. It comes in a selection of colors, different colors, as all these guitars do. And that is going for $299.99 presently. Last but not least, and in my opinion, this is the most underrated guitar company out there, Yamaha. The Pacifica series, the Pacifica 012 DLX. I take it that is an abbreviation for deluxe. Now this has my favorite configuration for rock, which is HSS, or humbucker single coil. And that is actually cheaper than the Ibanez. That comes in at $209.99. And like I say, if you're going to go guitar shopping, I would look at this video again, write down what I've listed off, and take this list with you. Or keep it by your side. If you're going to shop online, keep this by your side, by your computer or near your phone, however it is you access the internet. Now, in saying all of this, I also want to give some tips real quick on shopping online. And here's what I've noticed. There's nothing wrong with used guitars. Lord knows most of my guitars I got used, acoustic and electric. However, you have to be careful when shopping on online auction sites such as eBay, etc., Reverb, because oftentimes, and it's not the seller's fault, they're not trying to gouge you. Of course, they have to charge shipping to come out even on what they're selling or to make a profit. Only problem with that is, most of the time, you'll look at the price of the instrument and think, oh my God, what a deal, what a deal, what a deal. However, by the time you add the shipping onto it, you're honestly either so close to the retail price new, or it goes over the retail price of what it would be new, that you're really better off just going to a store like my favorite is Sweetwater Sound, and just ordering a new model from them. And I've seen this a lot. I mean, I go through it. I like to window shop, like on eBay. I do. Will get on a kick sometimes, and I'll window shop electric guitars, and I'll look up the ones like one model I still want to get is an Epi SG, which one day I will. Won't be right now, because I had a One reason I haven't posted lately, I had a plumbing go out, and it was mondo expensive. It was the water line that goes from the meter to my house, and I had a marsh in my front yard, and it was the original piping from 42. That's 1942. And that's kind of done me in on guitar shopping, actual buying for a while. But anyway, other things you can do with online stores, and I've done this, like I've called, if I'm interested in something, I've called Sweetwater Sound and said, let's say for example, I'm shopping for an Epiphone SG. And I'll call them and say, hey, do you have an open box? Open boxes, for those of you who don't know, somebody orders an instrument, they get it, for whatever reason they either don't like it, their spouse tells them they can't have it, something, so they send it back. The instrument is still new, it's just that somebody bought it and opened the box before you did. No harm, no foul there. I don't care. I don't have to be the first one to ever open that box. The other discount you can get, and this applies to in-store too, either ask for open box and also demos. Demos are simply the instruments that for online stores that they'll have one of their staff take an instrument and they'll do a video of them playing the instrument so you can hear what it sounds like online. Or if it's in the store, it's the one they have up on the rack for people to try out, when you wander into a store and you're looking. Now, sometimes these demos, depending, like in the store, it might have a few fine, scratches on the pick guard. It might have some real minor cosmetic flaws that aren't even worth mentioning. Usually, like with Sweetwater, when I have gotten demo instruments from Sweetwater, honest to God, they look brand spanking new, not a mark on them. On the Strat Mini, now I don't own any of these guitars except for I do have a Strat Mini, and it is from 2005, so it's an older model. I actually prefer the older ones over the newer ones. In 2019, like literally a few months before the lockdown, I went to a music store here locally, and I tried the newer Strat Mini, and I just didn't like it. It just was not. It's not as high a quality as my one from 05. I just wish the previous owner of my 05 model would have taken better care of it, because it is kind of beat up. Anyway, so you've got you've got a choice of the Squier Mini Strat or Mini Jazzmaster. You've got a choice of Epiphone SG, the Ibanez AZES electric model, or a Yamaha. And I stress, do check out Yamaha. It is such a shame to me, because I have their acoustic Yamahas as well as an electric Yamaha. It is such a shame that this company doesn't have more of the rock and roll reputation among musicians like Fender does, or Gibson, or Epiphone. Because their instruments are really extremely well made, very well made. And in fact, I have an old Yamaha that I hate to say this, I actually consider it to be better than some of my Fenders as far as quality and craftsmanship and all that. And it would be considered, well, it's not a Pacifica, but it's one of their older models. It's from 1998. So anyway, I hope this is helpful to you. And if you haven't already, do ring that bell and subscribe to my channel, because I honestly will be posting more often. I've said that before, but I wasn't planning on having kind of a plumbing disaster. Then my phone was acting up as far as the camera. Ring the bell. If you get help from this, if this was helpful to you, and if you learned something and you would like to, I would be tickled pink if you would buy me a coffee, and I'll put the link to that below as well. So, in the meantime, I will be making the list for acoustic guitars for small hands, or petite adults, or your kids if you're shopping for them. So, at any rate, I'm wishing you a wonderful day, afternoon, or evening whenever you see this, and I will see you again soon. Signing off.